Sales of Haverhill, 420 River Street, exit 48 off 495. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900.
Good evening and welcome to the Open Mic Show. Bill Macek here on a Monday night again, 6 to 8. And we have a number of guests coming in tonight. We have some information we're going to be talking about that's very relevant to the impending storm. And we've got a whole lot of things going on, but I also want to introduce my guest host tonight, Ralph Basiliere. How are you, Ralph?
I'm very well. How are you? Happy to be here.
Yes, great. And we're going to, let me first say that, we are expecting a couple of guests this hour to join us. That's why we have the two open chairs and the open mics. City Councilor Joseph Bevilacqua is hopefully on his way. And also, he's bringing with him his good friend and my buddy, in a sense, that I don't know him as well as Joe does, but I think everybody knows Sal DeFranco from Battlegrounds Coffee.
Well, it's like Legends Night tonight at WHAV.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And we're not going to mess around with Sal because he was a SEAL. Although you were a military man yourself.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
Sal can still outrun me, so I'm not gonna even try.
All right. Yeah. Well, anyway, we have some weather coming our way, and our superintendent said all school activities and events, including the Discovery Club and high school athletics, are canceled for tomorrow. YMCA after-school childcare programs will operate as scheduled with parent pickup only. So that's a decision on Wednesday's school schedule. The decision on Wednesdays has not yet been made, according to our Superintendent Mariotta. That's I think it's good planning. Last time they were a little bit upset it was maybe a hair late.
Better safe than sorry.
Right, and so I don't know. They haven't had many, if any.
No, it's
snow
good
days
to
this year,
err on the side of caution when it comes to the children. You know what happens, Bill? I have an announcement too.
You do?
Yes, this Friday, the 15th, the Secretary of Veterans Affairs for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts is visiting Millbrook Park at about 9:30 or 10 in the morning to see what we're doing over there and to look over our plans.
Nice. You think he's going to bring any money?
I hope so.
Yeah.
That's always the hope.
The big check, the big cardboard check.
Sure.
Yeah.
And bring a bag of hundreds.
That's right. Now you're raising money, and if somebody wants to donate to the Vietnam Memorial Fund, they can do that, and the city is protecting that money. And say a little more about how that works.
Right. The mayor has directed the treasurer to set up a gift fund, which is separate from everything else. So if people want to donate, they make a check payable to the city of Haverhill. In the memo, they would put Vietnam Memorial Gift, and they can donate that way. That's how we go.
And it's a great cause, and it just helps make it easier to get everything accomplished as quick as possible.
Sure does.
Yeah. Hey, I want to also mention that we have this cake giveaway every month. It's for somebody that has a birthday or anniversary coming up in the next month. So it would be somebody with a March birthday. And all they have to do is give us a call, 978-374-1900. That's our main line in. Call into the show or just speak to our producer, Chris, if you're real shy. Give the information about whose birthday it is and the birth date. And then at the end of the month, on the last show, the last show of each month, we draw out a name out of our big 10-gallon cowboy hat, and that person will win the cake. And it's Albie D's second-generation Italian bakery right in Bradford Square on South Main Street. A fantastic place to go get all of your cakes and sweets and pastries and pies and breads and you name it. If it's anything, if it comes out of a bakery, they got it.
You can have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, that's right. Both things could happen. So if somebody wants to call in either a birthday or anniversary for the month of March, do that anytime, 978-374-1900 right here on WHAV. Well, it's 6:11. We're going to go a few more minutes, and then we're going to take a break because our guests, are they here?
At least one of them is here. I did see Mr. DeFranco.
Good. All right, good. So hopefully Joe Bevilacqua is also on premise, and we'll be leading them into the studio. Anything else we should be announcing, you think, right away before they come in? I think we're in good shape for now,
I think we're in good shape.
Yep. Oh, second hour. City Councilor Mary Ellen Daly O'Brien.
It really is Legends Night.
It is Legends Night. We're talking Haverhill tonight for sure. No doubt about that.
She's been elected 9 times, right?
Yes.
9 times.
9 2-year terms. Good
Wow.
for her. Yeah.
Yeah, she's done well.
Yeah, and I'm sure she's always got something to say, you know. And
She is one to speak her mind.
Mary Ellen has opinions.
Yes, she does.
But if anybody wants to call in, either with Councilor Bevilacqua and with about even the coffee shop or what's going on downtown at Battlegrounds, that kind of stuff. They had a blood drive. I drove past the other day. The big blood van was out front. So
that's good.
They do all kinds of good community stuff.
Yes, they do.
And also Mary Ellen will be here, and I know she's got lots of things to talk about. So it's going to be a quick night. It'll be a fast couple of hours here on the Open Mic Show, and we'll be right back after a couple of words from our supporters right here on WHAV 97.9 FM.
Open Mic!
Bill Macek and the Open Mic Show will be right back. Get in on the action. Call 978-374-1900. Open Mic is brought to you in part by Smith Motor Sales of Haverhill, 420 River Street, exit 48 off 495.
Are you listening to WHAV on cable television? If so, join WHAV in thanking the board, staff, and members of your local public access channel.
Catch the wave!
Melinda's Garden Moments help gardeners create and maintain a healthy, beautiful garden with ease, inside or out, and all year long. This is Melinda Myers, inviting you to tune in every weekday morning, right here on WHAV. You'll learn creative ways to grow your own vegetables and herbs while beautifying your landscape. Eco-friendly lawn care, flower garden design basics, unique container gardens, attracting birds and butterflies to the landscape, and much more. Again, please join me weekday mornings for Melinda's Garden Moment for a very environmentally friendly approach to gardening. Remember, only local radio can bring you this feature opportunity, but only WHAV does.
Community Spotlight!
Making a New Year's resolution to read more? The Haverhill Public Library wants to help. The library has 3 book clubs meeting in January, and all are free to join. A group of book lovers known as the Recumbent Readers gather on the first Wednesday of each month from 10 to noon, while a Thursday night group catches up between 6 and 8:45 p.m. on the last Thursday of the month. Book lovers in their 20s and 30s are invited to the Get Lit Club, which talks about a monthly read over dinner at downtown's Peddler's Daughter. More information on all groups is available by calling 978-373-1586. Submit your own nonprofit events and announcements at least 3 weeks in advance. For best results, use the online form under the Contact tab at whav.net. In the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, I'm Eric Scott.
WHAV Open Mic!
From the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, 97.9 WHAV FM presents The Open Mic Show with Bill Macek. Open Mic is brought to you in part by Smith Motor Sales of Haverhill, 420 River Street, exit 48 off 495. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900.
Okay, I want to make clear that what I read earlier was not canceling school, it was canceling afternoon school activities. So let me read the whole thing I have so there's no confusion and no celebrations going on yet in the kids' bedrooms that they don't have to go to school tomorrow. They have to do their homework because right now it's still on.
School's on.
It says, given the threat of a Tuesday afternoon snowstorm, Haverhill Public School Superintendent Murata has made the decision to suspend all after-school activities for February 12th, which is tomorrow. 3 to 6 inches of snow is predicted, with AccuWeather anticipating a mix of sleet and freezing rain to complicate Tuesday's evening commute. So, the superintendent has said that all afternoon school activities and events, including Discovery Club and high school athletics, are canceled, YMCA after-school childcare programs will operate as scheduled with parent pickup only. And a decision on Wednesday's school schedule has not yet been made, according to the superintendent. So I just want to make that clear. It's the after-school stuff and not the actual school day. All right? How about selling coffee, Sal?
Yeah, how about it?
You're open, right?
Yeah, we are. We
Yeah.
are open for business. It takes a lot of snow to shut us down.
Okay.
You know.
Sal DeFranco has sat in his chair now. We have Councilor Bevilacqua showing up, and he's in his chair. We're going to have the full four of us here. How are you, Joe?
Good, thank you.
Good
How are
to
you?
see
Sorry
you.
I'm late.
Yeah, come right up to the
Ralph?
microphone.
Okay.
We'll make room for you.
Counselor, good to see you.
But Sal is the owner, and along with his lovely wife, and they are operating on Washington Street, Battlegrounds Coffee. Great place to go. And now they're going to establishment number 2, which is on Merrimack Street in Lawrence.
Yeah, that's right. So, you know, when my wife and I came up with the idea for Battlegrounds, growth was always part of that plan.
Sure.
And so we're really excited that it's been 2.5 years, less than 2.5 years, and we're a day or two away from opening our second
Isn't
location.
that nice? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's really a testament to my wife. Let nobody be fooled by who runs this company. It's definitely
We don't
she's
realize that.
incredible.
I didn't want to bring that up, Sal, but since you bring it up,
Well, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she's incredible. She's absolutely incredible. She runs the day-to-day, you know, operation.
but you're kind of the PR guy. You're the
Sure.
guy that's out doing stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
right? You're making it, bringing in business and
Yeah.
and kind of the public relations guy.
It is. You know, when we started this business, a lot of people love to give you advice, and I love to take advice. And one of the things they said was, you know, make sure that you and your spouse. This is relating to, you know, married couples that own businesses together. If you're in business with your spouse or your significant other, make sure you have defined roles, right? And so, you know, that's kind of a broad statement, because in the beginning we tried to just, before we got going, hey, you're going to be in charge of this, hey, you're going to be in charge of this. Okay, great, we have defined roles.
Right.
But as the company grew, you realize what you're good at, what you're
Right.
not good at, and I think this is my advice to people is find out what you like, because it's not really fair if your defined roles, you know, let's say I love everything
something
I'm
you don't
doing
like.
and I'm just passing off
Yeah.
everything I don't like doing.
Right.
And that's something we learned too. And you know, I love selling the business. I love going out there, making connections, talking to people. And Dana's great at that
Right.
as well. But I have definitely a passion for it. One thing people might not know is you get me behind the register and I get incredibly anxious.
Yeah.
I get, anxiety up the wazoo. So if you ever see me behind the register, just you cut me some slack,
Yeah,
all right?
right. Yeah. Well, you know what? It's good though, because if you're both identical and doing the same thing, well, that doesn't work either. So
Sure.
it's good that you have, you know, your, as you say, defined roles. Let's say hello to City Councilor Joseph Bevilacqua. Hi, Joe. How are you?
Bill, how are you?
Yeah, good. Come on up. We need these microphones. Need
Oh my
a
God.
close proximity. So
I see my good friend Ralph is here, who's doing a tremendous job on our Vietnam Veterans Memorial Committee.
That's right.
And
yeah.
Sal DeFranco, obviously, you know, we started working with Sal as the Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce. We started working with Sal when he first came to Haverhill, and before he even physically got into space. And then we started to recognize the skills and opportunities that he could bring to the community. And the Chamber has Merrimack Valley Chamber has a very active Veterans Assistance Program. Mm-hmm. And so when we started talking about developing a Veterans Assistance Program, we went to Sal.
And we got, because we got two veterans
Yes,
right
we
here.
have two,
That's
absolutely.
right.
And we're going to talk about how both are interactive now in terms of our next big event, which comes on Friday. But we went to Sal, and we brought in a major national speaker, Colonel David Hunt, who actually speaks on Fox National TV
I know-
as a military
know him,
advisor.
yeah.
And we brought in several other speakers, and that kicked off our program. Then the second program we did, because the first was so successful to connect veterans with opportunities for housing and health care and jobs. The second was with Secretary Uranus at Battleground. And then the third, I mean, each one of these are literally sold. They're all free. We do it free as a free service. And literally, there were people were out on the sidewalks. They couldn't get in. Am I correct?
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely validate that. The veterans events we've had at Battlegrounds, I mean, you can't get a seat there. It's jam-packed. It's unbelievable. It really is. The support from the community, the support from, the business community, because a lot of times you hear with hiring veterans, they come with the soft skills, they'll always be on time, they'll always wear this. Like, yeah, that's true to a point, but they're highly skilled individuals. So when I think about hiring veterans, right, I'm not like, I'm doing them a service by hiring them. I look at it as I need to snag these guys before somebody else does, because there's such a hot community. And that's actually something I kind of wanted to talk about tonight, was that
we're going to.
Veterans aren't this, at least, being a veteran, and I'm sure I speak for the vast majority of the veteran population. Am I?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, there we go. And so, I don't want the veterans to look like, we got to help these guys out. They're in a hard place. Exactly.
They're bringing skills.
Win-win.
Exactly.
Ralph, one of the things that we've been told by so many that we had some major internationally known companies at Battlegrounds, but one of the things that we were told by these companies is that the veterans bring skills, they bring dedication to coming to work, and they work to help others. And so it's not like we need to do the veterans a favor. What we're doing is we're just making a connection, and it's working out so well that what we did is the program on Friday, Bill, and this is where Ralph comes in, and I want to say thank you to Ralph as chairman of the committee. We have a very good relationship with Secretary Arain, and so one Saturday morning I was with him, and I got him on the phone, and I got Ralph on the phone, and I said, we have this idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a program on Friday, and Sal will talk about that, but we're going to do a program on Friday, a free breakfast program, and what we're going to do is we're going to, after we get done with the breakfast program at the new Battlegrounds, we're going to go with Ralph. Ralph's going to meet us there and come with us, and we're going to go to the Vietnam Veteran Memorial Park and talk to the secretary about what the city of Haverhill and through Ralph's committee is trying to do. So Ralph is instrumental in doing that. But that's an example of how what we try to do at the Merrimack Valley Chamber, we try to bridge people together. But one thing that Sal can tell you about, and we have already got, we actually had to go and see Sal a couple days ago and say, Sal, what's the capacity here? Because I think we're going to be filled to capacity. Because Bill, what it is it's veteran service agents. Ralph is very familiar with them.
You sure?
It's veterans. It's companies that want to hire veterans. It's people that want to help with housing and healthcare issues and others. But it's just a great opportunity. These veterans are operating such technological, equipment that we can't even imagine.
Right. Well, their training while they're in service is
amazing.
Is amazing.
Right, Sal?
And also they're taught to, that you got to get up and you got to be at a certain place, certain time. You got to do your job. You're responsible for your job, and more than ever. Right. So I think that's real important that people should recognize. And the other thing is, I think Haverhill has, for many years, been a community that has an outreach to veterans, and with the housing and everything else. So, I know that I'm in full support of helping in any way possible.
Absolutely.
So,
and the late John Rotzka was very helpful to us.
Absolutely.
Wonderful man.
He was tremendous. We were working with
Right.
John on a number of initiatives, and but it's good that we have young veterans that are helping us develop what the veterans need to connect with. And so Sal and Sal can talk about that, because he has so many connections in terms of what he's been through.
Yeah.
That we just build upon that opportunity, and we just connect.
I want to mention that we have open lines. If somebody wants to call in, make a comment. I know we have a number of veterans that do call in on a regular basis. They can call in and speak to us about any questions or any comments they have. 978-374-1900. Just remember that number. Call us anytime.
And I just want to mention
the
the program on Friday. There should have been an advertisement in today's Eagle Tribune. Mm-hmm. The program on Friday is completely free. Courtesy, once again, of Battlegrounds. I can't tell you how many times we talk to Battlegrounds and say, can you donate this? Can you donate that? At the Veterans Memorial, Vietnam Veterans Memorial,
coffee
dedication ceremony, they did the coffee without it. And, we're thinking there's going to be 20, 30 people there. There were 200.
There were almost 300 people
right?
there.
Isn't that amazing?
I had 3 people count, and I had counts of 257, 265, and 262.
Right? It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a great
but
event.
Battlegrounds never says no.
Right.
And whether it be Dana or Sal, they never say no.
Well, that's the great thing about this commission. When you talk about partnerships, I mean, we're literally a government agency, but we're really essentially facilitating a public-private partnership.
You're right.
That's working out so far quite well.
Right.
You didn't know this, but Dana's uncle is a former Green Beret from Vietnam during the Vietnam
I didn't
era.
know that.
Well, yeah, I mean, my father-in-law. So all of my wife's uncles and her father all served in Vietnam.
Wow.
So there's a connection to them as well. So the idea of doing this new program at Battlegrounds, obviously we want to help promote Battlegrounds, its new business location, and it's spectacular. It's like 3 times the size.
Yeah, it's people are going to be impressed with what we've been able
where
to do
is
with
it?
this space. Yeah,
Right in the Riverwalk.
Yeah, so it's it's at 290 Merrimack. So if you're getting off 495 going south, you get
Just
off
take the
exit.
Merrimack Street exit.
Take the Merrimack Street exit, go right.
Go
it's
right.
It's a 200 yards down there on your right. We have a
Yeah.
drive-through.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
really.
It's
yeah.
the 2-story
Drive-through.
building.
A
It's
drive-through, yeah.
It's
and
the 2-story building,
it'll
not the
be-
multi-story
Yeah, it'll be
building.
the same. You'll get the same quality, coffee and food that you've come to expect from
I
Battlegrounds.
love your salads downtown.
Thank you.
Love your salads.
Thank you.
And we're already talking about more veterans.
And my
programs
doctor
at
told me to
Battlegrounds.
eat more salad, so you're in luck.
There you go.
Well, I'll tell you that as Battlegrounds expands,
We got
I hope that people aren't really concerned that we're going to forget about Haverhill, right? So there are a number of improvements that are coming to the Haverhill location. Dana and I didn't buy this business. We built this from an idea, literally from the ground up. And Haverhill is such a huge part, a contributor to our success, and just the community and everything has been so incredible. They've really shown us that, hey, you guys can do this. And so, just so everybody knows, there are a number of really cool improvements coming to the Haverhill store. Just from an efficiency standpoint, a comfort standpoint, a revamped menu, revamped kitchen, revamped a lot of stuff. So everybody's going to be really excited.
Good news.
Sounds good. Hey, we got a call on hold. Let's take it. It's Jerry. Jerry, how are you?
How are you?
Good.
I'm an old veteran.
Yes, you are 90, soon to be 91.
I'll be 91 in April.
That's
Thank
right.
you. Thank you for your service.
My dad used to say when I joined the Navy, the Japanese decided to surrender. I didn't think that was funny. The thing that was really important during those years was the GI Bill. I had gone to high school and I wasn't really ready for college, so I went to 1 year of prep school, which counted on the GI Bill. Then I went to 2 years at St. Michael's up in Winooski, Vermont, and then I finished my last 2 years at Merrimack. So the GI Bill was a wonderful thing to have, and I never would have taken advantage of it unless I had gone at that 1 year of prep school and really learned how to study, But anyway, Bill, I want to talk to you about, Methuen has a major problem with recycling, and I just want to know how your program is doing, and I know that you spent a lot of time with it and money last couple of years.
I can add a few things.
And I was just wondering, is there any glitches in it or what?
Well, the only glitch in it is that because of the Chinese decision to not take any of our recyclables, the barges were being turned away, is that it has created a problem with the stockpiling of recyclables and the fact that recyclables are now costing us money to dispose of, where initially they didn't cost us money. We actually made money with recyclables.
I think don't you think that the market will be better as a result of the tariffs on China?
Well, it may be, but when it comes to recycling, what the state of Massachusetts is doing, Jerry,
to China,
what the state,
and then they'd send it back to us.
well, that's true. But what the
Like,
state of
for
Massachusetts is doing just kind of what you're talking about, is they're helping businesses create recycling facilities in different ways. Okay, well, they're helping businesses create
I can't
recycling. Oh, well, I don't know why you can't hear, Jerry, because I think we're coming through. So, the rest of the guys in the studio, can you hear it? Yeah. So, I don't know what's happened to the phone line, Jerry, but just to finish the statement, Massachusetts is helping businesses create recycling opportunity so that they're getting into recycling, and that will only help growth of businesses and jobs and income in the state of Massachusetts. Do you want to add something to that?
I agree with you.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And little by little, I mean, it's a cycle. It will probably come back into our favor at some point where recyclable materials actually are helping the city make a few bucks.
Bill, you're not coming in.
Yeah. Jerry, we're going to have to ask you to call back because we are also at that time, 6:31 right now on the Open Mic Show, and we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with more conversation with City Councilor Joe Bevilacqua and Sal DeFranco from Battleground Coffee Shops. Right here,
Floral.
right here on the Open
Floral, big stuff.
Right here on the Open Mic on WHAV 97.9 FM.
Open mic.
Bill Macek and the Open Mic Show will be right back. Get in on the action. Call 978-374-1900. Open Mic is brought to you in part by Smith Motor Sales of Haverhill, 420 River Street, exit 48 off 495.
It's 6:31.
Try listening to WHAV in your car or anywhere on your mobile phone. For fast access, visit WHAV.net.
Catch the wave.
When the Haverhill School Committee meets, 97.9 WHAV FM is there live from Haverhill City Hall. Class sizes, special education, teacher hiring, and spending are among the topics covered Thursday nights at 7 when the school committee is in session. Presented as a public service from 97.9 WHAV FM.
Wave weather.
Now your wave weather forecast for Haverhill and the Merrimack Valley. Snow arriving for the day Tuesday. Winter storm watch in effect from 2 p.m. to 1 a.m. early Wednesday morning. A very snowy afternoon on tap with highs around 30 degrees and a likely 2 to 4 inch of accumulation. East wind 5 to 10 miles per hour, becoming 8 to 18 miles per hour at night. Little freezing rain and sleet will mix in with the snow, but an additional 3 or 4 inches of accumulation is likely. Still windy, so some blowing and drifting. Temperatures warming up on Wednesday as the system leaves the area, leaving just a little bit of rain behind. Highs in the mid-40s. I'm WHAV meteorologist Brian Ivy. Your next wave weather in 30 minutes.
WHAV. Open mic.
From the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, 97.9 WHAV FM presents The Open Mic Show with Bill Macek. Open Mic is brought to you in part by Smith Motor Sales of Haverhill, 420 River Street, exit 48 off 495. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900.
And we're back on the Open Mic Show right here at 97.9 FM WHAV. We're here every Monday night between 6 and 8 talking Haverhill and the Merrimack Valley. And tonight we have my guest co-host is Ralph Basiliere, along with City Councilor Joe Bevilacqua and Sal DeFranco from Battleground Coffee Shops.
Right.
And the new one to open
later this week.
Later this week, right.
You know, one of the things, too, that people don't realize is the online opportunity there is to buy Battleground products. In fact, I remember Sal got selected by Fox National TV to do a program. He was one of the initial startup veterans programs, and I was down the shop in Haverhill when they were on. Were you in California?
What's that now?
When you were on Fox TV, were you in California?
No,
New York.
New York, yeah, we went out to New York.
So we're watching them on TV, and they talk about how you can order Battlegrounds coffee and Battlegrounds supplies online, and or you can call this telephone number. And as soon as they gave the number, all of a sudden the phone started ringing off the hook.
No kidding.
Yeah, that was something. We
Remember
went
that?
from. Oh yeah, it was hard to forget. Yeah, so we were selected by Fox and Friends. It was the national, well, actually I believe at the time it's the most watched morning show
Right.
In the United States.
I think you're right.
Yeah, and so we went from selling 30 pounds of coffee a week or something like that online to selling like 30,000 pounds of coffee
So
in like
did you
a day.
start Battleground Coffee? I mean, the whole concept is all yours.
Yeah, the whole concept. Yep.
So it's not like there's not a little franchise.
No.
You're not like another Starbucks store.
No, negative. So yeah, nope,
So
nope.
you are it.
Yeah, we are it. Yeah, it's
a great name, a great concept.
Dana and Salvatore DeFranco.
There you go.
It's my wife and I we're kind of entrepreneurial spirit. We have an entrepreneurial spirit, so we're always talking. What do you think about this idea? What do you think about this idea? What do you think about this idea? So she's in grad school and she just calls me or texts me and says, "Hey, just Battlegrounds Cafe." And I was like, "Love it, let's do it."
Good.
And then we started driving around Haverhill looking for spots, and it just evolved, did our research.
We at the Merrimack Valley Chamber, the largest, most effective business organization in the Merrimack Valley.
Wow.
Is the
That a boy, Joe.
I know,
the,
man.
All one breath.
I gotta get there.
He should have been a scuba diver.
No,
Wow.
but
I'm going to give you an honorary scuba certificate after this.
No, but one of the things that we believe in is promoting family-owned businesses. So there is a statewide organization called the Massachusetts Family Business Association, and we nominated Sal and Dana, and they got the first generation family-owned business award for the state of Massachusetts about a year or 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Right? Which
yeah,
is
that was
absolutely
incredible.
amazing.
That
Good,
was
congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, that
You know,
was.
so people recognize what they're doing.
Yeah, that was an incredible night. It really was. We went into Boston. We had no idea if we were going to win or not. It was just we just felt blessed and honored to be there. And when they called our name, I didn't even. I know it sounds silly, but I really didn't even hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was just
I
so.
can't- huh?
Wait, what? What? I
Did they
turned
really
to Dana.
say my
Dana,
name?
she's like, yeah, come up. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe we did this. But yeah, it just shows you, and I think a lot of our success has been built on something that I stole from the military. Or that the military taught me, I should say.
Better said, yes.
I'll phrase it that way. The military taught me, or something that I was engaged with overseas as a SEAL, was something called cultural engagement.
Bingo. What I call counterinsurgency is my success on the on the commission.
Sure.
That I practice counterinsurgency, so it's
Right.
very close.
Yeah. Cultural engagement, right? It's going out in whatever country you may be and building relationships with that community. And building relationships with the businesses in that community, the regular, just residents of that community. And over time, just not building those relationships. Hi, I meet you, you meet me, I'll talk to you later. Talk to you never. It's maintaining those relationships, and most importantly, it's strengthening those relationships. And so when Battleground started, we said, listen, we're going to be the cultural epicenter of Haverhill. We're going to be, and these are lofty, goals. Haverhill's a well-established, incredible city. But we said, listen, we're going to go out there. We're going to be the cultural cultural epicenter, political epicenter, business epicenter of Haverhill. And the way we started doing that was before we were even open. My wife and I were going to meetings. We knew nobody, but we were going to meetings. Hey, this is what we're doing. How can we help you? How can we make your life easier? How can we make your business more successful? How can you use Battlegrounds? And this is the key. How can we be a resource for you?
Right.
And so we went out there and we started tapping into the community and said, we want to be a resource for you.
You know who does that?
Fair exchange.
The Haverhill Police Department operates that way.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of
Rather than
that.
just being tough guys,
Right.
they become friends. They get out of the cruiser. They walk the areas. They meet the people.
And look how many more veterans they have on the force,
Right.
and that's happening.
Yeah,
Everything Sal's saying,
it's community
I agree
policing.
with.
Yeah, it is, and it's not. People
Yep.
think a SEALs is just going in, kicking in doors,
Right.
No, you
shooting
need
bad
friends.
guys. No, you need friends.
That's right.
Yeah.
You need friends, and so a lot of what we did, a lot of what I did overseas was cultural engagement. And it's
Interesting.
literally you're
I
going
can-
to source meets, you're meeting, you're meeting
I can tell you
village-
2 years
village
ago,
leaders and-
I was saying that to people about your business, that I can see how your experience as a SEAL came into your business model. Because, not to be a copycat, but I was deeply steeped in counterinsurgency,
Yeah.
and you engage with the people, with the culture.
Makes
And you
sense.
create fair exchanges.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
yep.
I pay you what you want for a cup of coffee, I get a quality cup of coffee. Fair exchange.
Right.
Yeah, and that's why there's so many community events are held at Battlegrounds. Whether it be music or art or you had a coffee with a cop program.
We still do,
right?
yeah. That so
Yeah,
program.
that's right.
Yeah, so many programs are held at Battlegrounds, and that'll continue in the new Battlegrounds as well. That's one reason, Billy, and you and I are proud to serve on the city council, I know, is that Haverhill's such a great place to be an incubator for new businesses. And this is what we want to see. We want to see businesses grow and establish and just burst up. And this
Yeah.
is an example of that. You have a and the key is that Sal will not leave downtown Haverhill. He's going to stay there.
We
And
won't
he's
let
gonna
him
make-
leave.
Yeah, and he's going
Oh
to
my
make
God,
more.
never.
He's
Kidding
going to
me?
make more improvements to it, and
Yeah.
it's just amazing.
Our goal, right? Our goal is to become eventually the third largest coffee company in Massachusetts.
There you go.
And so I want people to make pilgrimages to Haverhill as our first store.
That's it.
I want it to be a rite of passage for Battlegrounds customers to come to Haverhill.
Well, Market Basket started as Demoulas.
Yep.
And I know where their place is in Lowell. I'm sure you've seen it too, Joe. And
Yep.
that little market has grown to, I don't know, hundreds of market baskets now, but they still have their original store. So there's no reason why you can't do the same thing.
And you go there, and the employees love working there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're the nicest people
You know,
you'll ever meet, and you get good products at fair
Yeah, the
prices.
That's
You
right,
know,
fair
and
exchange.
Fair
other,
exchange.
The other person that we talk about is another Salvatore, Sal Lipoli,
Sure.
who's building in downtown Haverhill. His building is going up, and I'm pretty happy to see that going up.
Me too.
Having brought Sal to Haverhill. But the thing is that Sal started with one store, and then he kept growing and growing and growing. And that's what we want to do. We want to encourage small businesses to grow because they create jobs. And one of the things that Sal, I don't think you mentioned yet, that you hire veterans.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You know, they hire veterans, and in fact, Sal even hired a person with a disability, couldn't hear, and yet they were able to communicate. But you hire veterans, and you create more and more jobs. And now, with the online program he's got going, and with the new establishment in Lawrence, you know, it's going to create more jobs here in the Merrimack Valley, all serving veterans. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, listen, if you're looking for a job, go to battlecoffee.com and apply. We'd love to interview you. We are looking to hire just great people, you know, people with great positive attitudes. I can teach you, you know, we can teach you, we can put you through training, we can teach you how to make a latte, we can teach you how to make anything on our food menu, our drink menu. But what we're looking for is genuine, positive, energetic people. The rest we can train.
There
I
you
like
go.
when I come in there that people, your baristas, know me by name.
Oh yeah,
I like that.
We've talked a lot about our business model.
It's because you usually wear that "My name is."
My name is Ralph. Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, you actually, I've been there a few times. You actually announce yourself when you walk
Yeah,
through the door.
I am Ralph. Yeah.
But our business model, I'm very proud of. But we'd be nothing without our staff. Our staff is incredible, and a lot of the great things you see at Battlegrounds have come out of suggestions from our staff.
Yeah.
You know, so Battlegrounds.
You better give the street number on Washington Street,
Right.
so people
so
aren't just kicking
The
around.
pilgrimage.
the
Right.
pilgrimage, right? Yeah, we'd love
Where
it.
is this place?
Right, so Battlegrounds in Haverhill.
what's the number?
Right, it's 39 Washington
All
Street, right in the center of our growing, thriving downtown.
Yeah.
And then our second location, which will be open by the end of the week, is 290 Merrimack Street, and that's in Lawrence, Massachusetts, right in the Riverwalk facility there on Merrimack Street in Lawrence.
So if anybody wants to call in, 978-374-1900 is the number to join the conversation here on the open mic. And you can talk about veterans. You can talk about your experience at Battlegrounds. You can talk with City Councilor Joe Bevilacqua. You can talk with Ralph Basiliere about his experience and what's going on in Haverhill.
Yeah,
so
we
we
should
got lots of things to talk about. Now, I want you to, before we only have a few minutes before break, but you can get this in, I'm sure.
Okay.
Are you going to oversee the plowing tomorrow?
Well, you know, as you and I had a little disagreement on that point, only because of the fact that, see, I'm from the old school, which told me that when it snows, you plow the street.
I agree with that. There's no disagreement there.
And the problem was that for some reason, I don't know why, the city
Was asleep one day.
I didn't want to say that, but it was actually the second time. The two storms, my street did not get plowed, and I can't understand why. So I drove around my neighborhood, and I saw other side streets had not been plowed. And you know, Billy, one thing I've come to learn as a city council is that I talk, and you do as well. I talk to so many people, and they just are so frustrated with city government. They don't want to be bothered with. No one wants to have to call City Hall and say, "Please plow my street." So it's just the requirement. So I am hoping, Billy, that the city is getting prepared, that they're getting salt and sand ready because of the fact that they're saying it's going to be icy, and that the plows come out because
I think everything will be ready.
I hope so.
Ready to go because Mayor Ferrantini has guaranteed that what happened will not happen again.
and I believe the mayor. I mean,
I do too, and that's all I was saying is I think this
Yeah.
was already taken care of, Joe. I agree with that we had a problem.
But I did drive.
But if you haven't had your street, I think it may be personal. I think it may be.
Well, you know,
maybe the plow driver.
Well, I said to the.
Did you do
DPW
something against that certain plow
No,
driver?
I don't know who it is. All I want is my street plow. I don't want any special favors. I just want
I
to plow
know.
my street.
So I have a question about plowing, and this may be a.
Did they plow your street?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. They do.
Hey, you know what? It's 1:15. We got to take a break. We'll get back to this and other things on the Open Mic Show on WHAV 97.9 FM.
Open mic.
Bill Macek and the Open WHAV-FM presents The Open Mic Show with Bill Macek. Open Mic is brought to you in part by Smith Motor Sales of Haverhill, 420 River Street, exit 48 off 495. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900.
All right, calm down, boys, calm down. All right, we're back on the
So
Open
except
Mic
our own
Show.
set of headphones.
I've heard of having my ear talked off, but I'm literally having my earphones talked off, right?
Let's get a kick
You know,
started.
but
I'm not pointing any
I
fingers.
just want to say one thing about Ralph. Seriously, you know the Vietnam Veterans Memorial
Incredible.
program has really it was amazing. There was such a quick turnaround to get that project done, which was to take the current as you know
I
the current
agree.
monument at the bridge and move it up to the location on Mill Street to do a little beautification and to have a ceremony that was the initial dignification of that location. And I got to commend Ralph and the other members of the committee because they did such a fantastic job.
Well, you're part of that committee too.
I know, but I'm
and,
just saying.
And Louis
Right.
Fossarelli,
Yeah.
and people that Louis and you kind of
Yes,
spearheaded the whole
yeah.
thing.
We put it on the
But-
agenda to start it,
right.
but Billy,
I'll
you
tell
were
you,
there.
the committee was excellent that the mayor appointed.
Yeah, because
and
we got
it
down
just
to business.
took off.
And
yeah.
like we were talking earlier, Ralph, almost 300 people. You
Right.
said.
Right.
Right.
I think what I'm most proud of the commission is two things equally, and one is that every member of this commission understands the importance of this mission, and that sounds simple, but it's really an enormously important thing. The other thing is that as a government entity, as a quasi-government, or actually literally a government entity. We're a commission that's young and old. We're men, we're women, we're veterans and civilians, we're black and white. Yet, you know what? We come together despite our differences and we get things done.
That's right.
And really what I'm most proud of is to lead a commission that's an example of how government should work. And
Absolutely.
and we have shown the Vietnam veterans, and we'll continue to show them that their neighbors and the local government respect them and care about them.
And Ralph, it was amazing. We had a very, as you know, Bill, we had a very, very tight time frame to make that happen.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to do it in
59 days,
And
and
not only-
it rained for 53 of them.
And not only did it get done, but it got done with volunteer help.
Yeah.
Right? We
Yep,
didn't spend the
in-kind
time,
services.
In-kind services. And as we mentioned earlier, the ceremony was absolutely spectacular.
Incredible, yeah.
Full of dignity.
Well, what do you call a bunch of military guys that get together, right? You develop a plan and you
Right.
execute.
Successful.
That's
Yeah,
it.
well, I was going to say a SEAL platoon,
That's right.
but you can call it whatever you want.
Now, City Council Vice President Tommy Sullivan was involved too, right?
That's right. Tom, it's no surprise to anyone. I've been friends with Tom since I was 5 years old. He's one of my principal advisors. He's him and Peter Carboni seemed to always be my first call when I need advice.
Good people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with
I mean,
good
it was
people.
a great pick of people that
Right.
knew how to get things done and
And the
could
neighbors,
multitask.
the neighbors
multitaskers.
have welcomed us with open
Yeah,
arms.
the Highlands Neighborhood Association.
Yep.
is gonna-
Highlands Neighborhood
They
Association,
sort of
another one.
adopted that as
Yeah.
well. They're keeping an eye on it. Linda
Yeah.
Brown serves on the committee.
Yeah.
And then Lou Fossarelli, who we had be the keynote speaker. Lou's a former Vietnam veteran, as you know.
Right.
He was spectacular, I thought, in terms of that. But it shows you, as you know, Billy, what can be done when the city wants to get behind something and when people work together. And it's one thing we all agree upon, and Sal's the newest generation of it, is we really got to help our veterans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
got to
really gotta
continue.
help our
We got to
veterans.
continue
Absolutely.
doing what we're doing. Well, the Gerson buildings are going to be
Yeah.
turned
Yeah,
over
that's
to
gonna
the
be
veterans
wonderful.
housing.
That is gonna be
That's
wonderful.
incredible.
And
What a great reuse.
Yeah, and that's why
Fantastic.
we're so proud that on Friday morning, again, to this free breakfast program at Battlegrounds Coffee at the new location in Lawrence, the Secretary, Francisco Urena, is going to be there. He's going to talk about some of the veterans programs we have.
Who else is going to be there?
Well, listen to this. Because veterans are so important in the economy, we have Bob Nelson, the Massachusetts Director for the United States Small Business Administration. Now,
Wow.
he's coming down, and we've had him
Nice
before.
draw.
Yep. The idea is that we want to help veterans not only get a job, but for those that like Sal that want to start a business, we want to use the SBA because the SBA have programs for veterans and for women in business and others. So Bob Nelson's going to come down from Boston and come to this grand opening of a little coffee shop that shows what a veteran can do when he wants to. And again, we really got to give credit to Dana because I
Oh
went
my
down there
God.
again today, and Dana is really.
Of course.
You really got to. You can't say it enough when you meet Dana and really get to know Dana.
Yeah.
Dana is the one that really sort of sets the strategy, I guess, to a great degree, but Should we talk about Dana's award? We probably should. We got to bring Dana on someday because
Sure.
Dana,
You do
Dana
need
was
to
gonna
bring my
get-
wife on. Yeah, she's an
Dana's going to
incredible
get a
person.
major award herself in a couple of months, and we should let her say that.
Well, let's wait till it gets
Yeah,
closer.
yeah,
We'll bring her
but,
on. Yeah,
The suspense is
absolutely.
killing me,
Yeah,
though.
yeah. Well,
Wow.
it's great, and the best part of all is Sal. Listen to this. Michael nominated Dana for a major award, and she's been selected. But the best part of all is in the reception, Sal can't go, and it's killing him.
Oh.
He can't
Listen,
go in the
it's-
reception.
You want to support the people you
It's
love and the
killing
people
them.
you're proud of.
Joe, maybe you
That's
could get
all.
a
That's
cardboard
it.
cutout of Sal.
That's right.
It's
And just
killing
hold it up in the background.
There's going to be like 400 people in the audience, and it's killing Sal because he can't go in. But this is an example of what we want to do in terms of helping veterans start their businesses and grow their businesses because they hire other veterans. So Bob Nelson from the SBA will be there. So we want to invite everyone.
Yeah.
It's absolutely free. The Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce's Veterans Back to Work program. It's this Friday,
And yeah,
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Battlegrounds Coffee, 290
Merrimack Street, Lawrence.
It's the two-story building in the
Yep.
Riverwalk complex.
You'll see it. We have a lot of signage out there.
Yeah.
We have a lot of signage. So
and it's going to be brand new.
you can see us pretty far down the road on Merrimack
Yeah.
Street.
Just
You see a
smell
big
the
drive-through
coffee.
sign. Big.
Just smell the coffee.
You can. You can
I
see
know,
just
I'm dying. I'm going for a cup of
travels.
coffee right now.
I know I should have.
You know,
That's good.
But
We have a
But
little bit
this-
of time.
this isn't just for veterans.
978-374-1900. If somebody wants to call in, make a comment about veterans, about the city of Haverhill, about anything, questions, comments, we'd love to hear from you. We have
War stories.
these two gentlemen here for until we bring in Mary Ellen in the 7 o'clock hour. Mary Ellen Daly O'Brien from the City Council will be here for the second hour. But this hour, we've got City Councilor Joe Bevilacqua, and we've got Sal from Battlegrounds Coffee, and we also have Ralph Basiliere, who's here, adding to the conversation. So don't hesitate to call in and join the conversation on the Open Mic Show on
And
WHAV.
I just want to recognize Ralph again because when we got the secretary on the phone, and the idea was to bring we think it's important to work with all levels of government, and the secretary had spoken to Sal a number of times before, but I wanted to talk to him about the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, and I wanted him to show that there was someone outside of us that was involved in that, and so Ralph, being a veteran and being chairperson of the committee, did a tremendous job on the phone with the secretary, and that's why the secretary is coming down because we're all working together behind this. So we're gonna go to the Vietnam site on
Friday morning.
after we get done at Battleground.
Yep.
We're all gonna go with the secretary, and that's an example, Bill, I think, of what can happen when you see the private sector, the public sector, people just in the community working together to make something happen.
Well, just in the past 3 years, I mean, I think of Haverhill as an incredible city that really provides a lot of opportunity for veterans and does really well with their veteran programs. Just in the past less than 3 years, what we've had the wall that moves. What was it?
Yes,
The moving wall, yeah.
The moving wall.
yeah.
We had the moving wall, and
Yeah.
now we're literally moving our wall.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're moving our.
Right,
'Cause
right.
It's awesome.
Right,
It
we
really
got
is
big things
awesome.
to do.
We do. We have
And you
we have
know,
a
I-
rich,
I
rich,
wanna,
capable
And you
veteran
know what
community
else we
here.
did? And I spoke to this before the city council. There was an untangible in our mission. There's always tangibles, and there's those things you can't, quite get your hands around. And that's we wanted to slay the dragon of how Vietnam veterans were treated and how they feel that they were looked upon. I've got to tell you, I've talked to no less than 100 Vietnam veterans, and they are very, very happy with how the local government and their neighbors are responding to them.
Yeah,
That's good.
tremendous. And I think when the monument is finally done, it's going to be spectacular. For
Yeah, we have
everybody.
big things in the
Yeah.
making. You're
It's,
right.
it's going to be spectacular again. But we need to treat our veterans with
You know, I was
respect.
just
We need to
thinking,
provide as much
because
as
I've
we
been in
can.
marketing most of my life.
Right.
I think about ways to, like you do
Yeah.
with buzz phrases and that, Joe. Maybe we should have get high on Haverhill. And that would be good with the
Yeah, with the new overlay. Yeah, I see where you're going with
all the
this.
new marijuana
Yeah, I
shops,
like it.
right?
I
You think,
like
Joe?
it.
What do you think?
Well, I don't support that. So
We could just
I
say
don't want
we
Haverhill
could
to be
just
known
say
as
get
the-
high in Haverhill.
Yeah, no,
I don't know.
And I'm all for it.
I don't want.
I'm all for it.
So
Just
I-
don't drive
I'm
afterwards.
just,
Yeah.
right. I'm
Yeah,
just
stay
kidding.
home.
I'm just,
But
joking around
what,
here.
What Haverhill's going to be known
I think
for, though,
funny,
is
unfortunately, at times.
Haverhill's going to be known for great stores like this, like Battlegrounds. It's going to be known for, great housing opportunities, great public transportation, businesses and so much more. And when you see the Lapoli project done at Haverhill Heights, there's going to be nothing like that in the Merrimack Valley.
No, there is
That
nothing like
10-story
that.
development and he could go anywhere. You know,
Yeah.
Sal's got so many other
And
projects he's got
I'm
planned.
hoping we get, project 2, 3. I think Sal can do that. We know what we did
Keep
in
'em
Lawrence.
coming, ride that
Yeah,
wave.
yeah.
He's just beginning
4 million
with the
square feet.
10-story
So,
building.
I'll just say that as we're,
He's quite a developer.
as we're praising this city where we all live, through growing up and through my time in the military, I've lived in a number of different cities all over the country. And, what I can say is that in the short time, put into perspective, 4 years, 5 years I've lived in Haverhill, I've never felt more part of a community. I've never felt more at home than I do here.
It's the people.
It's the people. And I have a lot of friends that I went to high school with, they're down the North Shore, and I tell them, I said, as they're looking to buy houses and things, and they're growing up, I say, come to Haverhill. It's exciting. The people are amazing. It's rich with opportunity. I said, you can't beat it. You can't beat this city.
You're right. I've been saying it for years. The best thing about Haverhill, with all the good things we have, the best thing about Haverhill is its people. Because
couldn't agree more.
there's just something special.
Yeah.
You can't find it elsewhere.
There's just this energy. People want to do things.
Yeah.
They want to make the city better.
And they're good people.
And so what's great about it is that you've got people like you and I that were born and raised here.
Right.
And they'll probably live here all our lives. And
No.
you've got people that are coming in
Plan
brand
on it.
new.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
the people
right.
that are coming in brand new. So it's the
But
best
we,
of both worlds.
they're embraced by the people
Yeah.
that are here, and
Absolutely.
we're all one.
So,
in a
Billy, I
sense.
just want to send a reminder to anyone that wants to come. It's this Friday, the Merrimack Valley Chamber's Veterans Assistance Program. It's a free breakfast program. Secretary Arena, the Massachusetts Secretary of Veterans Services, is going to be there. Bob Nelson, the Massachusetts State Director for the United States Small Business Administration, is going to be there. We're going to celebrate the opening of the new battlegrounds in Lawrence, and then we're going to leave there, and then we're going to come with, under Ralph's direction. We're going to come to Haverhill to see the Vietnam Veteran Memorial Park, talk to the Secretary about that idea. And again, it's a celebration of veterans. You don't need to be a veteran to attend. It's absolutely free. There's going to be breakfast stuff there, and you're going to hear about opportunities to put people back to work and help them. And I think it's going to be a great opportunity. And
I'm sure it will be.
anything you want to add to that? Or?
No, just I'll echo what Joe said. You don't have to be a veteran. You can just come. You can see how these events work.
Right.
Because there is a common theme throughout all the events.
And if you're hiring a veteran, if you want to hire a veteran, let us know. If you want to hire a veteran, if you want to be part of a component development program with veterans, let us know. We've got a company, for example, that makes a very, very highly pressurized seal that goes into military aircraft that we can't even talk about. But it's one component, Bill. It's one component, and again, it's very. And
Sure.
Sal knows more about this stuff than I do, and Ralph. But
Sal knows a lot about seals.
Yeah.
He's the specialist. See what I did there? It's like
I
a double.
got it, yeah.
It was a double entendre.
I got it, Ralph. Yeah.
well
did you
played.
get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming in
We
tonight.
want to thank WHAV and Tim
Yeah.
Coco and you.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a-
Billy, we
what a
want to
fun
thank
time.
you for having us. It's
No,
great.
no problem.
You
And,
see,
you
now,
know,
Billy,
we
you
still
and I-
didn't get us anywhere.
It was a great
There were so many
48
other things.
minutes.
We got to bring you back pretty
Yeah,
soon
yeah.
because we didn't scratch
No,
the
they
surface.
don't know that Billy and I went to school together.
We did. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Moody School?
Who was locking who in the locker?
Haverhill
That's
High.
what I want.
Haverhill High?
Haverhill High. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and, we're coming up
and
to,
Joe is 1 week younger than me.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What month were you
Yeah.
guys born?
I'm October.
I'm October,
He's
but
October.
you're
yeah.
October what?
Right. 12.
I'm the 19th.
Yeah. So
Exactly
one,
1
one
week.
week.
What
Exactly
sign
1
is
week.
that? What sign is that?
Libra.
Libra.
You Libras?
Yes, we're the balanced. That's why we
Are Libras
just
generally
scales.
big talkers? Is that
Hey, what are you getting at, Ralph?
I'm not getting
Ralph,
at anything. I'm
what
wondering.
sign are you, bud?
Leo.
Leo.
Yes. We're the, you know,
I'm a sensitive intellectual trapped
we
in a
can't
stud
get
body.
we can't get into astrology because it's 7 o'clock. We're gonna have to break it here, boys.
Here we go.
But
What month were you born?
we'll continue this
May.
on,
May.
and we'll be right
My
back
wife and two
after the
boys are in
7
May.
o'clock
May's the best
break
month.
May what?
with Mary Ellen Daly O'Brien from the Haverhill City Council, right here on the Open Mic Show on WHAV 97.9 FM.
Thank you, Bill
Open
Macek.
mic.
Bill Macek and the Open Mic Show will be right back. Get in on the action. Call 978-374-1900. Open Mic is brought to you in part by Smith Motor Sales of Haverhill, 420 River Street, exit 48 off 495.
It's 7:01.
WHAV LP Haverhill.
Here's the latest WHAV news. I'm Wynn Damon. The city of Methuen is rescinding the 50 pink slips issued to police department personnel last month, now that the Methuen City Council has voted to return $1.2 million to the police budget. As a result of the last-minute Methuen Council vote, widespread layoffs expected to begin next month will now be avoided. Thursday's meeting took place less than a week after the Massachusetts Inspector General's office released a statement that said former Mayor Stephen Zani's administration likely violated state laws while negotiating the Superior Officers Union contract. The Inspector General said the contracts that would boost the average salary for a police captain more than 180% from the prior contract, for example, should be voided. The report also urged the State Ethics Commission to offer insight. 2 weeks after the hit-and-run death of a Haverhill pedestrian, Charles Burrell, police say that city streetlights were either dim or out at the time of the accident that occurred in the morning hours of Friday, January 25th. A report obtained by WHAV confirms Burrell was walking west across Main Street in the crosswalk when he was hit by a driver of a vehicle that was driving north up Main Street. The sole witness to be interviewed by police said he walked past Burrell in the crosswalk, then heard a loud thump and observed Burrell on the ground as the vehicle in question drove further up Route 125. The 59-year-old Burrell was pronounced dead at the scene. While the driver's identity was redacted given the nature of the ongoing investigation, responding officer Sergeant Kevin Lynch testified in the report that 2 streetlights on the northbound side of Main and Water Streets were out and a third was dim. An additional public records request made by WHAV relating to a January 25th warrant served at the home of the driver of the vehicle in question were denied. Records clerk Sheila Driscoll telling WHAV that it's an open investigation, and because the investigation is not complete, the information cannot be released at this time. And Haverhill Mayor Jim Fiorentini's Master Plan Committee is confirmed and ready to get to work. At tomorrow night's City Council meeting, Fiorentini intends to officially announce the 11-member group that will convene later on this month to direct Haverhill's municipal growth. Joining the committee are Greater Haverhill Chamber of Commerce President Dugan Sherwood, Haverhill Planning Board Chairman Paul Howard, Haverhill Zoning Board of Appeals Chairman George Moriarty, Fishbrook Design Architect Matt Juros, and Haverhill Highlands neighbor and community activist Linda Brown. Others expected to be named to the group: City Councilor Mary Ellen Daly O'Brien, former Mayor James Rurak, and former Haverhill Planning and Economic Development Director Gene O'Neill. And there will not be a new charter school coming to the city of Haverhill. In a letter issued by State Education Commissioner Jeffrey Riley, plans for a Wildflower Montessori charter school were declared officially over. Haverhill's rejection comes 6 months after a group of 7 organizers submitted a proposal to the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education to open a charter school that would serve 240 students. In his decision, Riley said Haverhill's group was just too early in the planning process to make the vision a reality. In sports, both the Bruins and Celtics are off tonight. The Bruins are going to be hosting the Blackhawks tomorrow night, while the Celtics are on the road to take on the Philadelphia 76ers. And Red Sox pitchers and catchers are scheduled to report to camp in Fort Myers on Wednesday. In high school sports, the Haverhill High School girls basketball team is going to be hosting North Reading tonight. Remember, WHAV is the only Haverhill-based news source, and there's always more at WHAV.net. From the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, this is Wynn Damon.
From Feature Story News in Washington, I'm Rebecca Foster. Border security talks between Republicans and Democrats have broken down, raising the prospect of another government shutdown in the U.S. British government officials have admitted they will not be able to renegotiate all trade treaties with EU countries before the deadline for Brexit. And the Hungarian government has announced a controversial plan that would allow women who have 4 or more children not to pay income tax.
Wave weather.
Now your wave weather forecast for Haverhill and the Merrimack Valley. Snow arriving for the day Tuesday. Winter storm watch in effect from 2 p.m. to 1 a.m. early Wednesday morning. A very snowy afternoon on tap with highs around 30 degrees and a likely 2 to 4 inch of accumulation. East wind 5 to 10 miles per hour, becoming 8 to 18 miles per hour at night. Little freezing rain and sleet will mix in with the snow, but an additional 3 or 4 inches of accumulation is likely. Still windy, so some blowing and drifting. Temperatures warming up on Wednesday as the system leaves the area, leaving just a little bit of rain behind. Highs in the mid-40s. I'm WHAV meteorologist Brian Ivy Your next Wave weather in 30 minutes.
For more in-depth coverage of the news, visit WHAV's website at whav.net. Broadcasting on the Armstrong FM system, this is 97.9 WHAV.
Catch the wave, WHAV, Merrimack Valley. Open mic.
From the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, 97.9 WHAV FM presents The Open Mic Show with Bill Macek. Open Mic is brought to you in part by Smith Motor Sales of Haverhill, 420 River Street, exit 48 off 495. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900.
And we're back on the open mic for the 7 o'clock hour. 7:07 is the time right now. Every Monday night we're here from 6 until 8. And I would like to first do a little bit of business before I do the introductions. Given the threat of a Tuesday afternoon snowstorm, Haverhill Public Schools Superintendent Marotta has made the decision to suspend all after-school, I underline after-school activities for February 12th, tomorrow. So there will be regular school during the day, no after-school activities. 3 to 6 inches of snow is predicted, according to AccuWeather, and we're anticipating also a mix of sleet and freezing rain to complicate things Tuesday late. And so we are going to go along with this. I think it's a good decision by the superintendent. Also, the superintendent says that all afternoon school activities and events, including Discovery Club and high school athletics, are canceled. YMCA after-school childcare programs will operate as scheduled with parent pickup only. And finally, a decision on Wednesday's school schedule has not yet been made, according to Superintendent Marotta. So we'll let you know that as soon as we know what's going on there. So with that being said, it is time to do the introductions. I'm Bill Macek, the host. Guest host tonight, Ralph Basiliere. Also, City Councilor Mary Ellen Daly O'Brien is here for this hour. And also Jason Petro. That's right. Jason Petro is here. And he has a great success story we're going to be talking about. And he's a good friend of Mary Ellen Daly O'Brien. So, we like to have our friends here and just kind of talk like we're talking around the old pickle barrel or something here, right? Yes, the pickle barrel in the old general store.
What about the campfire?
Oh, the campfire. Well, we could have a campfire on a night like tonight, I guess, huh?
Well, I was so pleased that you asked me to join you tonight, but I thought I would use this time to feature someone who has really done wonderful things here in Haverhill. And what I was most interested in was this was a young man who has built his own business. What kind of environment did Haverhill give him to help him succeed? That's what I'm interested in, because he's not the only one, but he's certainly someone who has put a new face on the young people of Haverhill, the young business people of Haverhill.
And it's something that we're trying to do as city councilors, all the time to help create and stimulate new business in Haverhill.
That's right. So Jason, thank you so much for joining me. He just got off a plane from Florida.
Yeah,
thanks for having me. Yeah, it's a little warmer down there than it is here right now. So,
tell us about your product, Jason.
Yeah, sure.
And how it all kind of started to happen.
Yeah, sure. So my company, it's called CEO, stands for Clean Energy Organics. It's a line of enhanced waters with a little bit of coconut water and a hint of caffeine in there. It's 30 calories and 5 grams of sugar per bottle. So it's a good alternative to a lot of your sugary sports drinks and artificial energy drinks. And I started the company back in 2015 when I noticed I had been, I lead a pretty healthy, active lifestyle, and I was working out a bunch, and I was drinking those drinks I just mentioned, like the Gatorades and the Red Bulls and things like that, and it didn't really make sense to me because I was, putting in a lot of hard work, but, I was almost like destroying that with these lousy drinks. So I literally just typed into Google one day, like, how are beverages made? And I just started getting interested in it. And after a few months, I started going to different trade shows and events and just learning about the industry. And a few months after that, I came up with the first product. So we launched that in January of 2016. So,
Now I'm curious, if you just came back from Orlando, there's a international restaurant show going on there? Restaurant
I was
equipment?
over in the Disney area, so
Okay.
I didn't see much of that. There was just a lot of.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you were there.
No, I was not. I actually I do a show in Anaheim in March, but that's kind of a,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Because George Manamanis is down there, the local guy
Yeah.
at the restaurant show, yeah.
Well, we should also mention that you're part of the Petro family, the famous
Yes,
food
yes,
family
yeah.
in Haverhill, right?
Yeah.
Olivia's?
Olivia's,
yeah,
Kruger's,
Kruger's.
yeah,
Olivia's,
so-
Kruger's, Tula's.
Tula's my
stuff.
grandmother.
Yeah.
She was a
Oh, Tula's your grandmother?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. She was
Oh,
a
she was
fantastic
wonderful.
lady. Yeah.
Right. And,
So-
and originally
Wonderful
the tap.
lady. Yeah.
Yeah, going way back.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
And full disclosure, I went to school with his father and his uncle. So
You go way back, yeah.
We were to high school together, and I did Irish step dancing with his mother.
Yep.
Class of 1986.
Exactly right.
I thought it was 96, but then again,
Who's
the years
counting?
fly by.
Yeah.
Let me just mention that we're not on HC Media tonight, unfortunately. We had some kind of a snafu with the connection. They did try to reach out to us to get it on, but we weren't able to make that connection. So for whatever reason, we're not on HC Media. We are probably on other cable systems. I know we're on a Methuen and some other areas, but we are also available online at WHAV .net. You can go on there. You can also go on our WHAV Facebook page, and you can catch it there. And there's other ways too, but I don't have them right in front of me. But we are also at 97.9 FM. That is the primary carrier, and we hope you're listening on the radio once in a
Are
while.
we accepting calls?
We will accept calls, absolutely. 978-374-1900. If anybody wants to join in the questioning, or you have a question, or join in the conversation, we definitely want calls from our people that are listening. 978-374-1900. We're here until 8 o'clock, so we have a little bit of time to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. But, I have tried your product. I like your
Thank you. I
product.
appreciate
and I think your best place for people to find it is Market Basket, right?
Sure is. Yeah, we launched in there a little over a year ago, in about 10 stores locally, just pretty much the ones in the Merrimack Valley. And actually last week, I was out of town. I got an email saying that we're launching in all, I believe it's 82 stores.
Good news.
Coming
Right.
on later this week. So it's
Good for you.
Pretty much
So
breaking
you-
news for us.
So you got to rev up the manufacturing, huh?
Yeah, I did a fairly large production run back in September that I thought would get me at least through the springtime, but that's obviously changed now.
It's
so
not gonna
Good for
work.
you.
yeah, which it's a good problem to have.
Back
so.
to work, Jason.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But, I look at this, as a parent, and having seen Jason as he's grown up, really, I only really knew you from like your 20s on.
Yeah, sure.
But, I'm just so proud. I'm so proud to have
Absolutely.
someone like this, an entrepreneurial spirit, innovative, works hard. And I think that is the Haverhill spirit.
Another homegrown
Sure is.
I
success.
really
Yeah.
do.
Right, yeah.
And, people say negative things about Haverhill, and we can't do this.
Boo
we
to
don't
them.
change
I
that.
mean, it's good.
Absolutely.
It's good stuff. It's well packaged. I mean, it competes with
I
the
love
big
the packaging.
companies.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This
absolutely.
reminds me kind of a Shark Tank moment. You can bring it internationally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Hopefully someday.
Yeah.
But we'll start in Haverhill for now.
Yeah.
But,
Now, are you manufactured in where are you manufactured?
we don't right now. So my last production run we did in Baltimore actually.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot of facilities around the Northeast that package this kind of liquid.
Yeah.
I'd obviously like to get it a little bit closer to home eventually, but we warehouse it
Locally.
couple buildings over actually,
Yeah,
right
yeah.
in the Ward Hill Industrial Park.
Yeah.
So the company's very much rooted in Haverhill. I mean, I have a home office that I work out of, actually going into the iHub, the innovation hub for
Nice.
office space there
Great.
soon.
Great.
So
Great.
yeah,
Wow.
very, very much rooted in Haverhill.
Excellent.
On my
Great.
packaging, it says it right here too. It says, it's manufactured for CEO brands, Haverhill, Massachusetts, and that's something I was extremely proud to put on
Nice.
on the label. So.
Nice. Thank
A
you.
little fun fact, when I was in the Marines back, 30 years ago, the machine gun barrel bags were made right here. And at Eastpak, and the packs we used to carry.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Eastern Canvas.
Eastern
originally.
Canvas,
Yeah.
right.
Downtown Haverhill, yeah, right down in the mills.
And then they had to expand to the
Right,
park here, I think.
exactly.
And they got the contract with the Marines and the
Right.
Army.
You know, I do get a little upset. Is it Joseph's Food? They when you read nationwide, they're a big company, made in Ward Hill. Why can't they put Haverhill like
Dude,
you
really?
did, Jason?
Wow.
Yeah,
No kidding.
no, they have to be in Ward
I
Hill.
don't know. Yeah, I mean, I was really happy to do that though. I mean, because a lot of times you'll see, you know, made in just generally Massachusetts or Boston. I don't want to do that because the company started right here in Haverhill, and you know, I was proud to put that on.
That
there,
helps
so.
us, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a good, have you
people
ever drank
recognize-
it, Bill?
Yeah,
I have too.
Yeah,
That's,
it's good
I like
stuff.
their product.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, that's just a little side note. That
Yeah.
thank you for saying Haverhill.
Of course, yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't mind people want to live in Bradford. They say they're from Bradford. That's okay. Haverhill's so big. We have like villages almost that all got combined into one city. We have Rocks Village, Ayers Village. You know, we have North Parish where we live, where you grew up, and where I still live. You know, and I actually say that, you know, because I'm just from Haverhill where I live, right? I actually have threatened, jokingly, but that I was going to put an N in front of Haverhill because we live in North Haverhill.
North Haverhill,
right?
that's where I grew
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
On the Atkinson
You know,
border.
if people want to, in Riverside, we have Ayers
East
Village.
Broadway.
You know, we have so many. You're right. We have different sections. It's all okay.
It's incredible.
But it's all part of Haverhill.
You know,
we all are one.
I had wanted to mention earlier, and I've waited till Mary Ellen was here. Little fun fact about one of Haverhill's own. Veterans Northeast Outreach Center recently, their executive director, John Racker, passed. And as first reported here on WHAV, they elevated a young Marine named Jason Gilbert to the executive director. I found out today he's not the executive director, he's the co-executive director. The other is Haverhill's own Shelley Martinson, a young lady from Haverhill. So happy to see the ladies get their due up there.
Yep.
And I know both of them personally, and they were two very good choices, very wise board there.
And our new veteran service person.
That's right.
Is a woman.
Is a
here.
woman, that's right.
Took
Right.
Mike England's place.
Yeah.
So, you know, things are changing. Things are really changing.
They are, for the better.
Okay, our producer says we should take a break, and we should because we're a little bit over. So we're going to take a pause, and we'll be right back on the Open Mic Show right here on WHAV 97.9 FM.
Open mic.
Bill Macek and the Open Mic Show will be right back. Get in on the action. Call 978-374-1900. Open Mic is brought to you in part by Smith Motor Sales of Haverhill, 420 River Street, exit 48 off 495.
97.9 WHAV is the only FM station assigned to the city of Haverhill. Your membership is critical to continued operation. It's easy to join. Just click on the membership tab at WHAV.net.
That we deliberate and achieve with wisdom and understanding, recognizing the rights of all of our citizens with full regard for the dignity and justice of the individual.
Each week, WHAV News brings you live gavel-to-gavel coverage of the Haverhill City Council. Listen to 97.9 WHAV FM each Tuesday night at 7 when the City Council is in session from the Theodore A. Pelosi Jr. City Council Chambers in City Hall. Presented as a public service from 97.9 WHAV FM.
Community Spotlight.
Haverhill is going green with February's implementation of a plastic bag ban, and the city's public library wants to keep the eco-conscious effort going at an urban gardening Q&A session February 23rd. Led by Gretel Anspach, the seminar from 11 a.m. to noon will touch on topics including how to grow in small spaces. Advance registration is requested by calling the library, 978-373-1586, extension 608. Submit your own nonprofit events and announcements at least 3 weeks in advance. For best results, use the online form under the Contact tab at WHAV.net. In the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, I'm Eric Scott.
Open mic.
From the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, 97.9 WHAV FM presents The Open Mic Show with Bill Macek. Open Mic is brought to you in part by Smith Motor Sales of Haverhill, 420 River Street, exit 48 off 495. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900.
And we're back on the Open Mic Show. It's 7:21, and we're here every Monday night from 6 until 8 with the Open Mic. And tonight, I'm here, Bill Macek, along with Ralph Basiliere, and our special guests, we have City Councilor Mary Ellen Daly O'Brien and Jason Petro from CEO Clean Energy Organics. It's a drink, and you can find it in all of your local market baskets.
And now it will be in all the market baskets.
Wonderful
all
news.
over,
Greater
yeah.
Boston,
Haverhill
New
is in the
Hampshire.
house.
Yeah.
When's that start?
They pick up their first order, their big order on Wednesday, so it
So it's
should
gonna be
be within the
soon.
next week or so.
Wow.
It'll be in
It'll be
all
everywhere.
So, yeah.
Oh my God.
Fantastic.
That's fantastic.
Pretty
Congratulations,
cool. Thank you. I
Jason.
really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
nice big giant step for you.
It is. It's,
Yeah.
it's a wonderful step.
Yeah.
And I was just hoping that maybe there would be some young people out here or anybody listening that would be interested in Jason's story, because it is truly a Haverhill story.
Yeah.
And as we were saying before about the many pieces of Haverhill, I have always said Haverhill is a city that has such a village, town, small town quality.
It does.
I concur.
So true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, it's, you know, I grew up the eldest of five, but my father was one of five, and, you know, his,
It's our advantage. Almost
Oh my
36
God.
square miles.
Yeah.
So we've got farms, we've got golf courses, we got lakes, we got a castle. You name it.
And
Hey,
then-
well,
A
we've
ski
got
area,
a
yeah,
ski
yeah.
area. That's right.
I know.
So it's all good.
A beautiful river.
Yeah, river.
A
yeah,
beautiful river.
we got a really.
What do we
neat
have?
downtown-
63 or so thousand people in Haverhill at this point.
Last
I would
count.
think more.
Last count, but we think when
Yeah.
the 2020 census is
It's
done,
going up by about
we're-
1.2
we're gonna
a
jump.
year, right?
Yeah, we're going to jump. But that's good. It's
Yeah,
good.
sure it is.
It's all good stuff. And
Well, it's good until some people say, you know, it's too much, you gotta stop the growth. Counselor, why do you encourage growth? You know, you do get those questions.
well, we want to have mixed growth though.
Yeah.
We want to have
Exactly.
growth in both, commercial, industrial, if we can find them to come here, and also residential.
Mm-hmm.
And we have our schools, and we need to work hard to make sure those are all.
And tomorrow
properly
night, you
maintained.
guys have the master plan coming up on your agenda,
Well, the
right?
new master plan committee appointed by the
committee.
mayor.
Right.
Yeah, and I want to mention that City Councilor Daly O'Brien has been appointed, which is a
Congrats.
great,
What a great
Great
choice.
choice, right?
Great choice. Another great choice by the mayor.
Yeah.
Well, I have
No,
to
that's a
say,
great
though,
committee.
Yeah, it is.
It's a well-appointed
It's a
committee.
very well-appointed committee.
I felt it was very interesting that he went for the least business person. Now, but it goes back to what I have always said. I didn't have to run a business to understand business, because I've been in the healthcare business for 45 years. This May, I will have been a nurse for 45 years.
Wow.
So,
You're not
you know-
old enough to be there.
Yeah, thank you, Bill. But and I work in case management, which is the financial administrative side
Right.
of healthcare.
Yeah, you see the reality of it.
And we see the reality.
Right.
And yes, the hospitals or physicians or services should be paid for, because that's how we provide more services. That's how we pay the staff. That's how we keep the lights on. That's why you get fed when you're in the hospital. And there has to be some, and I spend a lot of time actually advocating for my patients with insurance companies. Medicare and Mass Health or whatever state reimbursement program, they're not the problem. They're pretty much regulatory set. And as long as you are that sick, and I can be that objective voice that says, yes, this person is sick, you're okay. But the insurance companies will argue. And that's what I'm really good at. And I take
You
no
are good.
offense.
I
You
bet.
do have a reputation for being good at arguing.
I bet you have a winning
Yeah.
record.
But, you
I
know,
bet you're a good advocate,
But-
and I mean
Yes.
that.
But I gotta be honest with you, sometimes other nurses won't understand it, and I've had, certain jobs with bosses that, because of my advocacy, we got another $175,000 that the insurance company was ready to just, suck it up, sucker. Well,
Yeah.
no, this person was really, really sick.
Well-
But when I, went to the boss and said, geez, we ended up winning that appeal and everything, didn't mean anything to them.
But I bet you
And-
have more experience than 9 out of 10 people you deal with, and you can probably train them, and you know the game. So that's what's important too.
Well, not everybody's born with a voice of advocacy.
True.
Right.
And I think that's...
And wouldn't you say that's a lot of the reason that you've been elected 9 times?
Oh, wow. I think...
9 times. That's a lot, Bill.
You know what I say? I say nursing gave me a set of skills that you can use in many, many ways.
Oh, I'd concur with that.
And when I decided to run, it was between going back to school again, because my kids were getting a little older. My youngest was 7, okay? And I thought everybody was getting older. My oldest one was 16. They were 16, 15, 9, and 7. And I was sitting on the beach with my husband, and I said, I'm really thinking about, I want to do something. I need your support, which meant he was going to have to come off the road because he traveled extensively in Europe and Asia and take a different position in the company. Would he consider how could we do this? And we talked about what I was thinking of. And I said, I'm thinking of either going back to school for another degree or running for public office. And we sat there for about 20 minutes, just looking at the water, watching the kids. And I said, I think I'm going to run for public office. And he said, of course you are. You're going to pick the harder thing.
Yeah.
You can go to school anytime, but not you, Mary Ellen. You're going to pick the harder. You're going to go.
Wear your helmet.
Well, because you know what the truth of the matter is? I could run and lose and still go to school.
That's right.
True.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in the first time I ran, I came in 4th.
Really?
4th.
That's a good showing.
Pretty good, yeah.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, impressive.
You know what? I say that every time there's an election, there's what I call the shiny new object.
Yes.
And you were the shiny new object
I
that
was.
year.
And
yes.
I was taking Alana Swice's place.
Ah,
It
okay.
was the year that
Oh,
Alana
yeah.
decided not to run again.
Yeah.
And I think I was just in the right place at the right time. But getting there is one thing, staying there is another.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Well,
you certainly
try to
do
be
a
a
good job,
positive
and you are.
advocate.
And that race has been heating up in recent weeks
Yes.
with people jumping in.
A couple of new names supposedly surfacing, but
Yeah.
they don't all run too. There'll
No.
be names that'll go out.
That's right.
They'll
They'll
even
set
take
up-
out papers, but
Yeah.
when they realize 50 signatures, that's a lot of work. And then how much for ads? And how much
Right.
for signs? I can't do this.
And
You know,
to say
it
nothing
is a-
of
it's
how
a-
much
it's a
work you
large
have to put in the
and
time.
the hours, right?
The hours
You know,
are phenomenal.
So it all, when you look at it all, some people
Yeah.
will go, you know what? I think maybe next year,
Yeah.
or next in 2 years. So-
Right.
so-
But I think the work ethic that comes with being a nurse, on top of, I say, a daily, because the dailies are known for their work ethic. My father ran his own business well into his 80s. I think there's a work ethic there that you have to realize you're going to put in this time, and you are going to be in those clothes you put on at 6:30 this morning. You're going to be in them at 9:30, maybe
Yeah.
10 o'clock that night.
Yeah, nursing
and
is
hardly a-
very hard work.
I dress comfortably.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, nursing and also being on the city council.
Right.
Hardly a day goes by that you're not either, with an email or a phone call from a constituent. You have something else to do to get ready. Anybody that thinks it's just Tuesday night
No way.
doesn't get it.
No way. I could tell you,
Or
as
they're
a
in-
conservation commissioner, long before the Vietnam thing started, I get calls and emails every day, largely for things that I don't have jurisdiction of, and I have to direct people to other
Right.
things. But, now every time someone has a fishing complaint, a garbage complaint, a litter complaint, I've been called about potholes. I've been called about sidewalks. As a conservation commissioner, which I have no jurisdiction, and I
What
just
can you
take the
do?
calls politely, and I put people, but the calls I get, I can't imagine the calls
Yeah.
you
No,
folks
we get
get.
lots
It
of
sounds
calls.
like you could do something about our hunting problem, Ralph.
Well,
Which I don't really think is a problem.
yeah, I don't think it's a problem either. I think we had that situation on Atlanta Street. I think we had a small group of 1 or 2 hunters that were not bringing hunters a good name. Frankly, the Conservation Commission has no jurisdiction over it.
Right.
The Conservation Department, through Rob Moore, has worked with the environmental police officers and certainly, provided a lot of the data they needed. But a lot of people wouldn't know this, but since you brought it up, the second person to get a call on that, first was 911 and then was myself. And I directed the caller to the mayor's office.
Yeah. Well, the that's railroad property, and they have a rule no hunting on any of their property, not just in Haverhill,
Yeah.
but wherever they are. And I think it's now been signed properly.
Right.
There
We
were
are
no
not.
signs.
We did not have a hunting problem in Haverhill. We had in that circumstance, a problem hunter, I think.
Correct.
Right.
I think you're absolutely right, because the person who was most effective is from a family of hunters.
Mm-hmm.
So she was really, she just
Personal
knew.
friend of mine. Yep.
She just knew they didn't
Right.
belong there.
Right. Hey, we got to take another quick break, and we'll be right back with more conversation on the Open Mic Show with City Councilor Mary Ellen Daly O'Brien, Jason Petro from CEO, right? And it's a beverage, a great new beverage. You should find it at your local Market Basket store. And also, our special guest host tonight, Ralph Basiliere, is here. And I'm Bill Macek. We'll be right back on the Open Mic Show right here on WHAV 97.9 FM.
Open mic.
Bill Macek and the Open Mic Show will be right back. Get in on the action. Call 978-374-1900. Open Mic is brought to you in part by Smith Motor Sales of Haverhill, 420 River Street, exit 48 off 495.
It's 7:32.
Stay informed each day with local news coupled with FSN's worldwide coverage. 97.9 WHAV is the only Haverhill-based news source. There's always more at WHAV.net.
Catch the wave.
When the Haverhill School Committee meets, 97.9 WHAV FM is there live from Haverhill City Hall. Class sizes, special education, teacher hiring, and spending are among the topics covered Thursday nights at 7 when the school committee is in session. Presented as a public service from 97.9 WHAV FM.
Wave weather.
Now your wave weather forecast for Haverhill and the Merrimack Valley. Snow arriving for the day Tuesday. Winter storm watch in effect from 2 p.m. to 1 a.m. early Wednesday morning. A very snowy afternoon on tap with highs around 30 degrees and a likely 2 to 4 inch of accumulation. East wind 5 to 10 miles per hour, becoming 8 to 18 miles per hour at night. Little freezing rain and sleet will mix in with the snow, but an additional 3 or 4 inches of accumulation is likely. Still windy, so some blowing and drifting. Temperatures warming up on Wednesday as the system leaves the area, leaving just a little bit of rain behind. Highs in the mid-40s. I'm WHAV meteorologist Brian Ivy. Your next wave weather in 30 minutes.
WHAV Open Mic.
From the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, 97.9 WHAV FM presents The Open Mic Show with Bill Macek. Open Mic is brought to you in part by Smith Motor Sales of Haverhill, 420 River Street, exit 48 off 495. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900.
Okay, we're back on the Open Mic Show. Bill Macek here, along with Ralph Basiliere, City Councilor Mary Ellen Daly O'Brien, the longest councilor name, I think, in history.
I don't know, Scatamachi?
Well, I think you still beat him. We'll have to count the letters maybe tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And also Jason Petro, who is the owner of CEO Beverages, and it's a great drink. It's healthy for you, and you should pick it up at Market Basket stores.
You're good.
All right. Okay, well, now we are back, and what do we want to talk about next, Mary Ellen? What's next on your agenda?
On my agenda? Well, one thing I'm hoping is that eventually Jason does have the capabilities of doing this here. Wouldn't this business park be great? A great place. But this is when you're really big time. I know I'm
You mean
talking
when
like
he's
a
bottling it
drunk
right here in Haverhill?
Yes,
Yes. I think that will happen. Yeah.
I think, we have great water in the Northeast.
And he'll be making other people's beverages.
And
putting their level
Great
on.
water.
There you go.
Where was
We do.
the spring?
We do.
Wasn't the spring down at the airfield?
At Dutton's?
At
Dutton?
not Dutton's.
Slavitt. Slavitt had
Slavitt's had spring
Slavitt's
water.
well water, yeah.
Yeah, he had water. We'll just say he had water. We don't know
okay.
whether it
Was it
was
spring
river
water?
water, spring water. It was Red Slavitt's water.
I never got any.
I did.
I just heard about
We
it.
did. We'd go down and fill up the gallons. Yeah.
But it would
We,
be
and
wonderful.
Kimball's Farm has it too.
Okay.
Yeah, they still have it. They still have their little
Tyler's place
building-
out there has
Yeah,
it still?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I would love to see. Really bring it all in and become.
We have a lot. We can do with a lot more. We can,
Yes.
more types of diversity. And that's something else that, just in general, I think Haverhill's very open and, likes to see diversity in the different neighborhoods. And I think I see us all as one. I mean, I don't think we have a lot of, I'll say it, we don't have a lot of bigotry in Haverhill. We're not like that.
Nope.
No, I really don't think so either. I think you're right, and I've always known, from my friends who experience the social world this way, that Haverhill's very gay-friendly, has been for decades.
Yes, yeah.
Ahead of the curve.
No, there's, why? Why do we need to find fault with somebody else?
We don't.
We're
We
all
don't.
people.
That's right. That's where, if you start there, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to move into the Innovation Hub downtown?
Ooh, good question.
Yeah, that's a good one. Well, first off, I'm on the board of the Chamber of Commerce, the Greater Haverhill Chamber. They just moved in there as well, and we do a lot of events there. I'm in there quite a bit, and the potential for that building is it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful new building for the city, and I think just being in there in that thriving atmosphere,
Dynamic.
Yeah, it's a good word for it.
Nothing happens overnight, but Dugan Sherwood, as the president down there, is
awesome.
going to help a lot in getting new business, new startups in Haverhill.
Absolutely.
And I think our council president has been someone who's
John has
kept
been
that
a
right on the
visionary in a
forefront.
sense
Sure.
in looking forward. Yeah.
And I think like I said, we all have a different talent that we bring to city council, and that has certainly been a strength that
Right.
John has been right out front about.
And last Friday, John got an award from the chamber
Yeah.
because of that.
Yep.
And congratulations going out to President Mitchell.
Yeah, he's a very bright man.
He is. Yeah.
He is, and that doesn't always translate over in a way that some politicians are. He's not that guy. He is not that.
Yeah, he doesn't talk in sound bites, so to speak.
No, and he doesn't.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. It got me this job. You kidding me? I'm not knocking it.
He's honest and he's fair, and he doesn't make up or embellish things to make himself the better. He truly has Haverhill's best interests at heart, and I think that's where Dugan's coming from. Dugan has been a great addition. The whole team at the chamber.
Yeah,
They're
they're incredible.
Now, help me to understand. The iHub is what? Shared space where people work together? Is that what it is?
Yep. Yeah. It's modeled after a lot of there's companies in Boston, kind of like a WeWork space. So it's smaller companies that can go in.
And that's exactly what Dugan Sherwood did for
Yeah, he
10
did,
years
yep.
in Cambridge.
Yeah,
the Cambridge Innovation
CIC,
Center.
exactly.
Yeah.
So he's a perfect guy to come in and really kick this off
Yeah.
for us. So yeah, I mean, there's some space available. So I thought it was a good move for me to go in and get out of my home office, 'cause
Get out with the people.
yeah, you can
and
only talk to your dog so much.
Imagine you'll probably be able to mentor somebody and learn
yeah.
things from other people.
For sure. So it'll be good. I think the more we can get in that building too, and just get people get the foot traffic in there.
Creates like a beehive.
Exactly.
And it all
Yeah.
works. Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's going to happen. I really feel confident.
I do too.
Everything takes a little time, a little more than you want it to take, but it's going to happen.
What was that article that was in the paper the other day? I don't know if it was yesterday or today, about the place down on Essex Street that Taylor makes things for different companies.
Oh, that was was it about Bolt?
No, it was about something built.
Built. Oh, they built.
They made
Yeah,
new
with
forms for the
one of
belts.
those.
A Chaucer leather.
One of those machines that makes guns from guns and that makes
Oh,
plastic
3D
guns.
printing.
With 3D printing,
sure,
yeah.
yeah,
See,
yeah.
They have 3D printing down in
And
Haverhill,
so they're-
and they made some parts for another
sewing
company
machines.
for sewing machines, right?
So that they could make different belts without having to wait months to
Yeah.
have something tooled for them. They could do it, and it's
Wow.
all in that same building in Essex Street that ended up that they connected. But oh my God, I wish somebody.
A senior
read that.
moment?
I am having.
You're not
some-
old enough. I told you that earlier. Yeah, all right.
Oh, yeah. Listen, after raising 4 kids and living all
Yeah,
these
that'll
years,
do it.
Yeah.
I think I've forgotten more than I know now.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
yeah.
But you're right. So we have those kind of
Those real
high tech 21st century innovations happening right here in Haverhill.
Yeah.
And and President Mitchell has been a big part of pushing for that kind of incubator space and to help buildings have small offices, locations where people can afford to come. And that's one of the things that we're trying to promote, is that even the ones that are in Cambridge or Boston in the Seaport area, they can't afford to get, all this square footage for manufacturing in those areas. So, come to Haverhill.
Bring 'em in.
We're more affordable, and we're not that far.
No, the train's great for us too. I mean, easy access
Right.
out of the city.
That's it.
I think that's almost a little bit underutilized, really. I mean, that's such a great asset for the city.
The train's great infrastructure.
So for the people that are just joining us and missed your introduction,
Yeah,
Jason
of course.
Petro from CEO, is it
Beverages?
Beverages?
Yeah.
And you have a real healthy drink that you started here in Haverhill. And Mary Ellen has it for the people that are watching on Facebook.
It's going into all the market baskets this
Right,
week.
going into all the market baskets this week.
Sure
It's
is.
been there in some.
For about a year. All the
Right.
ones with the Merrimack Valley, yep.
So you passed the test.
We did,
So now
yeah.
you're going the full market basket circuit.
It's a tipping point for the company.
That's
It really
great.
is.
That's great.
Great Haverhill success story.
And how many flavors do you have?
Yeah, so we have 4 flavors that we have right now. We launched with a single one a couple of years ago, basically just to test it out, see what people liked, what they didn't like. And the way we kind of came up with these flavors, I've bartended for many years. I still do Saturday nights down at my family's restaurant, Kruger's and Olivia's. Yeah, she's been in a couple times.
Do you have the occasional drink, Mary Ellen?
No, I like to sit at, my husband and I enjoy sitting at the bar because there's always great people you meet.
You're a people watcher.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are social. My husband's an engineer and he's a social butterfly. It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense, but he is.
It's true.
That's good. No, your husband's great. So anyway,
But yeah, with
flavors.
the flavors, yeah. So I have a pretty good idea of what flavors tend to work well with each other. So I came up with 4 that I thought would work pretty well. Actually, to backtrack that a little bit, I came up with about a list of 10 to 12 that I put on Facebook, Instagram, and just asked people. I said, look,
Interesting. Yeah.
pick your top 4 out of these. Like, which ones would you pick if you saw on the shelf? And the ones that we came up with, they weren't necessarily the top 4 vote getters, but based on, you had to add, we did some risk with that, like which ones were a little bit riskier than others. So factoring all those things in, we launched with 4 flavors here. So we have a watermelon, lime mint, coconut pineapple, passion fruit orange guava, and a lavender lemonade. So that one was our kind of...
My favorite is the lavender
It's
lemonade.
awesome.
Yeah.
And I believe it also mixes very well with Stoli.
Excellent.
Ah,
Excellent. Very
there you
good.
go.
Yeah.
I believe, I've heard.
That one actually,
I've heard.
when I was in Maui a couple of years ago on our honeymoon, we checked into the hotel and this woman comes over to my wife and I and said, "Hi, can I get you a glass of water or lavender lemonade?" I said, "What the hell's lavender lemonade? But who chooses water here?" So
Right.
she brought it over and it was
delicious.
Delicious
Yeah.
drink. So
Refreshing.
So I wanted to kind of emulate that a little
And
bit.
the word
So-
lavender is fun.
Yeah, it's neat. It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
definitely right now it's our best seller.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I've had it,
Thank
and I've
you.
had the one you hold
Yeah.
it in your hand.
Thank you.
And I think they're both great.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, my first one, I got to tell you, was in a, I think it was a chamber
Yeah.
bag of goodies.
Yeah.
At one of the chamber events.
Mine was
And
at
that's how I
Battlegrounds
got-
downtown.
Yeah,
You never forget your first CEO.
Yeah, there you go. See, there you go.
That's,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
yeah,
great.
we love partnering with a lot of the local companies, the local retailers like Battlegrounds. Not only are they good friends, but they're a tremendous retail partner.
Yeah.
The chamber, again, we do a lot of events, a lot of giveaways, because that's key for us right now is that we just need to get it in people's hands and let people know that we're here and what
because
the
once they
product is.
taste it,
yeah,
they're going to get more.
exactly.
I wonder
yeah.
if these would be great for rehabilitation after fires for the firefighters.
Yeah.
When they have to
Yep.
rehydrate and take
Absolutely.
breaks during
Yeah.
long fires.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we try to do as
See
much
if you
as
can
we
get the mayor to put that in the budget coming up.
Well,
We could.
never fail to take advantage of a disaster.
Well, we
We
want 400 cases
Yeah.
We know
of
people,
CEO.
don't we?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's
guys
it.
all
Right.
connected.
That's it.
But I think the interesting thing is when you do go down this aisle, and I love this picture that nobody
Let's
can
see
see this,
it.
but they might have seen it. It's Jason bringing his product into a market basket.
Yeah.
But when you look at these other flavors, they're pretty much all the same.
Yeah,
Yep.
they are.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a very unique. It's not just the packaging, which I love the
Thank you.
packaging.
Yeah, it's great
It is.
packaging.
It just.
No, the
sets it-
flavors are unique.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
flavors are
they're
nearly
different.
unique, yeah.
It's-
We couldn't just do a lemon lime or
Right.
a fruit punch.
Strawberry
It's just,
kiwi,
right.
yeah,
Those are
it's-
those
Yeah.
are played out. and-
They're there.
Yeah.
You know, right.
Yeah.
So you've done something different, and
Yeah.
it's working. Good.
And
Great.
that's why we're so proud.
You know, and it's 7:46, and we have to take our last break before we then go back to the final run to 8 o'clock right here on the Open Mic Show. We'll be right back. Don't go away, people. And if you want to join us, 978-374-1900 is the phone number. So give us a call. And we'll be right back on the Open Mic Show on WHAV 97.9 FM.
Open mic.
Bill Macek and the Open Mic Show will be right back. Get in on the action. Call 978-374-1900. Open Mic is brought to you in part by Smith Motor Sales of Haverhill, 420 River Street, exit 48 off 495.
Stay informed each day with local news, coupled with FSN's worldwide coverage. 97.9 WHAV is the only Haverhill-based news source. There's always more at WHAV.net.
Like to laugh? Then you'll like listening to Eve Arden as Our Miss Brooks on CBS Radio, with Cupid taking pot shots at her from one side and Mr. Conklin, the school principal, badgering her on the other. Our lovelorn school marm has a tough time tracking down her favorite male, Mr. Boynton. Every episode of Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, offers immediate insurance against the blues.
Old Time Radio is heard 7 nights a week over 97.9 WHAV FM. Hear Our Miss Brooks Thursday nights at 10 with an encore performance at 1 a.m.
Catch the wave. WHAV. Open mic.
From the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom, 97.9 WHAV FM presents The Open Mic Show with Bill Macek. Open Mic is brought to you in part by Smith Motor Sales of Haverhill, 420 River Street, exit 48 off 495. Make your voice heard. Call 978-374-1900. That's 978-374-1900.
Back again on the Open Mic Show. Bill Macek here, along with Ralph Basiliere, City Councilor Mary Ellen Daly O'Brien, and Jason Petro from CEO Beverages. And before we get chatting again, I need to make this announcement one more time for the people that may have missed it, so that the kids that usually have to be in bed by 8 o'clock to get up and go to school tomorrow have to be in bed by 8 o'clock, because there will be school tomorrow. But given the threat of the afternoon snowstorm, Haverhill Public Schools Superintendent Marotta has made the decision to suspend all after-school activities for tomorrow. There's supposed to be around 4 to 6 inches of snow predicted by AccuWeather, and then there could be a mix of some sleet and freezing rain to complicate matters Tuesday evening. So Superintendent Marotta said that all afternoon school activities and events, including Discovery Club and high school athletics, are canceled. YMCA after-school childcare programs will operate as scheduled with parent pickup only, and a decision on Wednesday's school schedule has not yet been made by the superintendent.
So as of now, there's still school tomorrow.
As of now, but the afternoon sessions are canceled.
Canceled.
Yeah.
Well, the announcements have been going out since like 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon on the different radio stations. Some schools are closing at 12.
Really?
Yeah, not Haverhill.
Not Haverhill.
Not
Haverhill.
Haverhill.
Right.
But there are other communities that have chosen to do that are north of us.
Yeah. See,
Not
we don't
Haverhill.
listen to other radio stations, right, Bill?
No.
No.
Are there other?
Are there others?
Other
Huh?
stations? I don't know.
I listen to
And-
WBZ.
And
because
what's
I
that newspaper you're
commute.
talking about? Is
That
there-
out-of-town newspaper. Listen, our tower is bigger than your tower.
We're doing good.
Yes.
Tim Coco is doing a great job.
He sure
with
is.
WHAV and all of the online news and services too, which get literally millions of hits.
What was that?
8 to
day?
10 million a month, I
Yeah,
heard.
yeah.
And
Wow.
At Christmas time, there was a day where you could raise money for your favorite charity or whatever, and I picked WHAV.
Really? Do you know what mine
Well,
would be? The Vietnam Veterans Memorial.
Of course.
That's a good one too.
Of
Yeah.
course.
But WHAV does not run on air. It's out over the air. But as a former radio station owner and radio guy, I got to tell you, it's not cheap to do this. So people think because they get it free that it must operate free. It doesn't.
No.
So we need to have memberships. I'm an annual member of WHAV, and
Oh, I need to
Mary
be
Ellen
one
is,
too. In
and-
fact, I brought my credit card with me.
There you go. Well, you can talk to Tim about that, or you
Exactly.
can do it online, at whav.net. So enough of that. We're going to run out of time, but we do want to remind people they should become members to be a part of WHAV and to enjoy the services. I mean, they can get them, but they should help out with the costs of presenting all that good information. 7:51 is the time right now on the Open Mic Show. City Councilor Mary Ellen Daly O'Brien is here. Jason Petro is here from CEO Beverages of Haverhill. And Ralph Basiliere is here with multiple hats. We're going to get you a hat rack
Multiple
over there,
hats.
depending if you're on the Conservation Commission or if you're
What I need
the
most is a
Vietnam
helmet.
Veteran Memorial. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, and probably maybe even a flak vest.
You aren't kidding.
I do want to make comment that I have been in the grocery stores twice since last Thursday, and I don't see any problems happening about conversion to paper bag.
I agree with you.
I don't see any either.
Yep,
Nothing.
CVS, Rite Aid, nice little paper bags now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree with you. And in fact, I was asked, as a conservation commissioner by Haverhill Indivisible, who was one of the, if not the sponsor of it, to issue a statement. Of course, I'm a conservation commissioner, so my job is pretty clear because it's like being a police officer or a firefighter. It's right in your title. You fight fires, you police, or you conserve. And I was very much for the bag ban. I think plastic bags were a pox upon our society.
And to have one of our members consistently put out misinformation and disinformation that was so inaccurate, as one of the things was the salmonella and all that. What you do is you do make sure your meats and fish and things like that are in that thin plastic bag.
And they're even allowed. Those bags that you have in
They're not
the
going
meat
away.
section are not going away because those are excluded from the ban.
And then they can go in that bag.
And then they go in the bag, right?
But, it's
And every
just
once in a
common
while,
sense.
you see if you got a stain or
And they're not
something,
excluded for food safety reasons, right?
No.
They're excluded so they don't create a problem in the bag.
That's
It can
what I
be-
mean.
It can be
People-
reused, yeah.
People,
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
if you see that, say, a piece of steak or whatever that you bought, or chicken or whatever, is very juicy, you should make sure that's bagged.
Right.
But kudos to Market Basket, they will do it automatically. They will not let you take a prepared, saran-wrapped piece of poultry or beef without wrapping it, even before this.
Right.
So,
Right.
but this is what I'm saying, this inaccurate information, fear-mongering is what I call it.
Well, and the request was for an extension till spring, which is like 6 weeks away from when it was going to really take effect. And we started that at least 7 or 8 months ago. So it wasn't like a couple of months.
And quite honestly, this was its third time around, because I brought it up with a couple of other counselors about 5 years ago.
Right.
6 years ago.
And
So it takes time for things to, and it died. And,
Right.
and sometimes your ideas do die. I've been trying to get lighting in the
in the alleyways.
in
Washington Street area.
and Wingate Street
Yeah.
area, so that people can feel comfortable walking from and to our railroad station. And that came out of, not because of me, because I fear nothing when I'm in downtown.
Oh, I know that's true.
I know I don't.
I don't.
I'm not fearful at all.
I don't either.
But some
Yeah.
people are nervous.
Yeah.
And it was a young person who spoke to me about being nervous coming, because they lived on Washington, coming off the railroad station when it's these early dark times of the year. To me, it just totally made sense. We're going to put it on solar energy. The city's going to support it. And the people who own the buildings wouldn't let us do it. Would not
But
give
they're
us
starting to come
easements.
around. Some of them are coming
We
around.
got one.
Yeah.
No, that's a start.
Yeah.
But it's taken
yeah.
this long.
I'll tell you, I watched last week's meeting, and I it's okay to disagree with people on things, but I couldn't understand, you know, I've been to Market Basket like yourself, and now that we've banned these bags in these stores that are over X amount of, the sky is not falling.
No.
You know, it's not.
Well, people oftentimes worry a lot about
Yeah.
what's going to happen, and it doesn't turn out to be a big.
Our neighbors at
big
Newburyport did it.
Right.
You know,
we're
great
actually like
success.
city number 91 of
Yeah.
151, so we're way over half the communities in the state that have gone to this
And
type
to my
of
knowledge, none of them
bag.
have banned the bags and then lifted the
It-
ban
No.
because it was
No.
problematic.
No.
My understanding is it's been very successful.
Yeah. So I think that we'll be okay.
I think we will.
And I don't think it'll take long.
And I like the new bags I'm getting at CVS. Like, I actually like the bags.
Gee, I haven't gone yet. I better go and get
Yeah, I
one.
got these
Some of
bags
those
with
new-
little handles
they
that
got
are
handle
reusable.
bags. Great.
Yeah, they're
I love
reusable.
that. Yeah.
My daughter had a wedding a few weeks ago in Salem. It was the week of the 19th of January. That's where they already did it.
Salem, Mass?
Salem,
Yep.
Mass. And I had to go to CVS. Being the mother of the bride, I made a couple of trips to CVS.
Well, I bet you did.
And I was like, this bag's great.
I go there for my personality pills.
No, we'll be adjusted just fine.
I know
I'm
through
sure.
the chamber.
I trust.
I know we're giving away. I think it's 1,500 bags. That we're
Oh,
doing.
that's right, yeah.
So it's-
Good. Yeah,
it'll be a-
and the city actually bought some bags. The mayor got some and for seniors so they can get a start.
Yep.
And I have a fabulous bag that I got at the farmer's market 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That is the shape of Haverhill. It's all the parts of the
Oh.
farmer's market all written in the shape of Haverhill.
Cool.
Oh, no kidding.
Cool.
Yeah,
Nice. Did you buy that or now
I
they
think
farmers markets are
I
excluded.
had to make a donation.
You know, farmers markets are excluded from having to go with the bag ban. They can still use the old.
But you know what? I
Bad-
bring that
bad
bag.
bags.
I keep it in my car.
Yeah.
And whenever I go to the farmer's market, I use that bag.
Of course.
I've got like a half a dozen canvas bags.
Yeah.
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 Throw them in your trunk and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we'll be.
I also like the
just
plastic
fine.
bags. Remember we used to cover our books with them?
The
Oh,
paper
the
bag.
paper
The paper bags, that's what I-
brown paper.
Did I say
bags.
plastic?
You did, yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Freudian slip.
Age.
Yeah.
Age.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is age. You ain't kidding.
Hey, we are quickly running out of time. If there's anything else you'd like to bring up, Mary Ellen, anything else
Would you
real
like to bring
quick?
up anything?
No, I think we covered a lot. Thank you very much
You're
for having
very
me. I mean,
welcome.
this is great. I mean, you've been a good friend for many years, so I
CEO.
appreciate that. So.
CEO.
CEO.
We have the
Thank you.
CEO of
Clean
CEO.
Energy Organics.
Right.
Right.
And he
Great
is the,
drinks.
And he is the CEO of
Yeah.
CEO, right?
Yeah, great
Clever.
drinks, great product.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. I
Great.
really appreciate.
No, it's been great
Glad to
having
have
you
you.
in
Thank
and great to have you part of our local fair here of what you're doing, and I'm sure you're going to do great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm very
I say-
very proud.
And
to be
you
from
are
Haverhill.
already doing great, but I think you'll do even better.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very busy week coming up.
It's another beautiful piece of material in the jeweled quilt of Haverhill.
It is.
That's
Well
what it
said.
is.
You know, we're
It
not
is.
just shoes any longer.
No.
No?
No.
We've got diversity. Yeah,
Carol
we got
King.
all kinds of things going
Do you
on.
know that I didn't know till tonight that CEO was a local product? I don't know.
Really?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, it's amazing what you learn on and I've been buying it for months.
There you go.
Amazing what you
awesome.
learn on
And you don't read the
WHAV.
bottle. You don't care about the content.
I read the nutrition contents and I stop there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is what most people do.
No,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's what most people
Yeah.
do. Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, we are coming up on next week. We're going to have. I'm trying to think. I have it booked already. I just have to now remember.
Another
Now, I know
senior
in the second hour because I just booked it today. Kat Everett
Oh, yes.
Oh,
is
This is
going to
Black
is
History
going to
Month.
come in.
Good.
It's Black History Month, and she's coming in with maybe somebody else, and she wasn't totally sure, but she has accepted the invitation to come in for the 7 o'clock hour. We're going to be talking about Black History Month, and she has arranged for Black History celebrations here in Haverhill all month long. So it's going to be,
Excellent.
I think, a very interesting show. Oh, how could I forget? The 6 o'clock hour, Vice President Tommy Sullivan's coming in.
oh my God,
Your
my
friend,
favorite.
Your friend. You can tell old stories. Ralph.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, how he
You
yells
can-
at me
you
at
can
events.
Embarrass him.
Yeah.
See if we can turn him red. All right, that's going to wrap it up. We are all set here on the open mic for another night, 6 to 8 every Monday night on WHAV. Thanks for listening. Thanks for all you listeners do, and spread the word to listen 6 to 8 Monday nights to the open mic show right here and only on WHAV 97.9 FM.
Open mic.
Join Bill Macek live on the open mic again next Monday night at 6. The Open Mic Show is brought to you in part by Smith Motor Sales of Haverhill, 420 River Street, exit 48 off 495. The opinions expressed on the Open Mic Show are not necessarily those of 97.9 WHAV FM, its underwriters, or affiliated stations. The Open Mic Show came to you from the Edwin V. Johnson Newsroom.
It's 8:01.
WHAV LP Haverhill.
Wave weather.
Now your wave weather forecast for Haverhill and the Merrimack Valley. Snow arriving for the day Tuesday. Winter storm watch in effect from 2 p.m. to 1 a.m.